Hello, hello. It's Business Partner. B1 Plus, Unit 6, Entrepreneurs, Lesson 6.4, Business Skills, Presenting Facts and Figures. We have already had another lesson about presenting in public, but this one is more specific about numbers or figures. So if you are involved with numbers and you have to present to your colleagues, bosses, and customers, this lesson is for you. I invite you to leave your like, to strike the button, and to watch until the end. I hope you like it because it's based on this wonderful book, Business Partner. You have the card about part A of the lesson, presenting facts and figures, in another video. This is part B of the lesson. In this part A, we had a wonderful listening that we are going to listen again because the first exercise today, or in this video, is about the functional language on how to present visual information. Imagine how useful it is for us to be able to present arguments, facts, and figures in English, and then this exercise is going to use the language for us to be very well at doing this. Well, I'm going to play the audio again for us, for you to complete these sentences, but I'm going to hide the words that you are going to use to complete the sentences. These sentences are from the audio of part A of the lesson. But if you want to make it easier, you just go back some seconds and look or take a print of the words. But in order to make it a little harder, I'm going to play the audio without those words. Let me play part A, part 1 of the overview. The idea is for us to complete these sentences, okay? Listen to it.
Unit 6, Recording 2. Part 1. The Overview.
In this next part of my presentation, I'm going to tell you more about the target market for our new company, as well as market growth and our forecast for the next quarter. As you know, we produce specialist and high-end cases for mobile phones, tablets and laptops in a range of sizes for each product line. On this slide, you can see 3 charts. This pie chart shows us the age demographic of our target customers. You can see which ages the colors refer to on the right. You'll notice that the 18 to 25-year-old age group is our biggest target group. Next, you can see the growth of our market in terms of annual revenue on this line graph. The main point is that the mobile case sector is both our largest and fastest growing sector. Finally, on this bar chart, you can see the stock levels we have and our forecast for the next quarter year. At the end of Q4, we'll have this much stock, and you can see from our projected sales that we're not going to have enough. We'll need more stock to be able to fulfill the orders that will come in. For that reason, we need a short-term loan so that we can buy more stock. I'd now like to hand over to my colleague who will give you more details.
Right, that was
Part 2.
first part.
The Details.
So, coming back to the growth development graph, it is significant that the growth of the tablet product line has been slow and the laptop line has fallen slightly. On the other hand, you can see that the mobile sector has risen sharply and is projected to continue. These details confirm that mobile devices in general are outselling both tablets and laptops combined. I'd also like to show you something on the customer age demographic pie chart. Although our cases are high-end and not exactly cheap, it's interesting to see that almost half of our customers are in the 18 to 25 age group, and almost a quarter are in the 25 to 30 age group. This means that around 70% of our customers are in the 18 to 30 age group and are willing to pay high-end prices for our cases. This fact proves that our cases are highly desirable for this age group and they're willing to spend even though they might not have a lot of disposable income. The last thing I want you to think about is our current stock levels. The stock is the quantity of product we have ready to sell in our warehouse. Looking more closely at the bar chart, you can see that we have greatly underestimated the growth of the mobile sector. For that reason, we don't have enough stock to meet the demand. We need more, but we'll need money, like a loan, to be able to buy more stock. If we can secure this loan, we will be investing in further stock, especially mobile cases. We see mobile cases as the big winner for the next 2 years at least.
All right, so part 1 and part 2, and the idea is to complete the sentences. Which pronunciation, which accent did you prefer? Was it as easy to understand him speaking as to understand her speaking? What do you think? You tell me in the comments if you don't mind. Well, we have the words now, and the idea is for us to complete the sentences. On this of my presentation, I'm going to tell you more about the target market. How can you complete that in this next part, right, of my presentation? On this, you can see 3 charts. On this chart, on this handover, on this pie, on this slide, right? Good. This chart, what kinds of chart do we have here? We have graph chart, pie chart. On this pie chart, right? You can see which ages the colors refer to on the right. Do you remember the graphs? Look, here they are talking about these graphs: A and B, C and D, E and F. Do you remember which ones were the correct ones? Yes, it was A, C, and F. So he's talking about these 3 graphs here: A, C, and F. Good. Let's go back, and then you can refer to on the right. You'll notice that the 18 to 25-year-old age group is our biggest target group. Remember, it's in the singular. You don't say 18 years old age group, because here 18 to 25-year-old is an adjective. It's working as an adjective, and adjectives are singular in English. There are very few exceptions, and it isn't one of them. Next, you can see the growth of our market on this line graph. Finally, on this pie chart, you can see the stock levels we have. I'd now like to hand over to my colleague, who will give you more details. And then in part 2, We have these words: closely, fact, details, interesting, show you, significant, and think. It is that the growth of the tablet product line has been slow. It's significant. These details confirm that mobile devices in general are outselling tablets. Outselling tablets are selling more than tablets, right? I'd also like to show you something on the customer age demographic pie chart. It's interesting to see that almost half of our customers are in the 18 to 25 age group. This fact proves that our cases are highly desirable for this age group. Very logic, right? The last thing I want you to think about is our current stock levels. They are with problems at this point, and then they want to take a loan. Looking more closely at the bar chart, you can see that we have underestimated sales, and they need more stock, and they need a loan to buy stock to be able to attend the demand. What is rather positive, right? I like it. Well, very nice. The language is superb, very interesting, and remember, kids, keep it simple, small and simple. Very nice tip. After that, at the live lesson, we should work in pairs. What is it about? Choose one of the charts in exercise C, like B, D, or E. Prepare a brief description of it to present to your partner using expressions from exercise 4. So this is the idea. Instead of using A, C, and F, we should choose these, or these to present to our partner. For example, this product here, more people from the age group of 30 to 40 years old are interested in this product. The second age group is 25 to 30, and after that 16 to 18 and 18 to 25. Not many people above 40 years old are interested in the product. Although it's a very nice product, you are not going to say it isn't a good product, right? But the idea is to present what you see in the graph, right? Like tablets, the sales, the market has grown in the first quarter and started going down after the second quarter. We have recently had bigger sales on laptops, and mobile cases are decreasing. The sales of mobile cases are decreasing slightly in the last quarter. So maybe you could say that you should keep doing the good work with laptops, but give attention to tablets and mobile cases, tablet and mobile cases, something like that. The idea is to talk about those figures that you see in the graphs. All right. Then we have the teacher resources extra activities. Very interesting activity in which we have to complete the presentation extracts with the words below. Look here. we have this presentation here, and we have these words: bar forecast growth by revenue and target market. These are important words and phrases related to the functional language on presenting facts and figures, so it's very good practice on the topic. Let's take a look at it. I'd like to talk to you now about our blah. By that I mean the people we want to sell our products to. What's that? Bar, forecast, growth, by revenue or target market? The people. This is target market. On this slide, you can see two charts, a pie chart and a bar chart. If you look at the red column on the, where do you have columns? On a bar chart or on a pie chart? A bar chart, right? You can see stock, the current stock we have. Also, we have a look at the green and yellow segments on the pie chart. Look, we call them segments, the parts of a pie chart. You can clearly see that we sell more of our watches than our clocks. At the moment, our annual is 300,000 euros. It's talking about money. Which one? It's revenue, right? It's 300,000 euros. And we are growing quickly. Our, for next year, is 450 euros. That means blah of 50%. This means growth, right? And it's a forecast. Shall we check? Let's see if we are correct. Ooh, check. Yay! Very good. All right, that was the first part. Look at the second one. Now reduce the information in the presentation text to one slide with a title and 3 bullet points. How would you make that slide? By the way, do you use Canva, PowerPoint, or Prezi? Which tool do you use to create your presentations? Why don't you write in the comments to let me know? Well, what was that about? It's about the target market, right? This is what we're talking about. And then what kind of information we had? We had that the company is selling more watches than clocks. It also talks about the revenue and the forecast. Basically, this is it, right? So my suggestion here would be target market, sales, more watches than clocks, revenue, and forecast for next year. So if you have a slide like this, all the language would be this. So the idea is for us to create very simple slides. And by the way, here you could have 4 slides. One slide right with target market written. And then you click and only sales, more watches than clocks come. And after that, revenue on another slide, and finally a 4th one with forecast. By doing this, you create curiosity, and this is very nice for a presentation in order not to people to start sleeping at your presentation. After that, we have a very interesting exercise. Make some charts and explain them to other students. So the idea is to give a mini presentation with at least 2 charts. choosing from the following points. We have here 2 examples: food I eat in a week and places to live in my town. It could be the price, and well, this is about eating things like meat, vegetables, drinks, bread, rice, pasta, and sweets. Wow, a lot of meat here, right? Vegetables, drinks, bread, rice, and pasta. Well, I can't say if I do the same, but let's see what the options are. Your town, population, types of houses, number of shops, restaurants. Interesting. Can we find this information on Google, maybe? Your friends, colleagues, age, race, hair type, gender, location. Hair type? I don't know if I would be able to do this. Not too easy, but very interesting, by the way. The food you eat over a week: fruit, vegetables, meat, and others. I really like this kind of topic because I really try to eat well and give good food to my family. Activities you do when not studying, working, like sports, hobbies, interests. I also like this one a lot. Why don't you think about this? Like watching series, doing exercises, or reading, visiting friends, watching TV. Maybe? All right? So the idea is for us to create 2 charts and then making a short presentation about that. When you are listening to others, make notes of the key information and think of 2 questions you can ask them. This is very nice because when we go to presentations, if we are involved in the work, it's a way to show that we paid attention, we are active listeners, and we want to participate, to give our contribution to the work. It seems very nice for me. Well, after that, when we have to present something, how do you call attention of people? Basically, you could speak a little louder, right? How do you do it? Instead of, how do you do it? Right. So, you call attention of people, for example, when you change the slide of a presentation, and then you give the piece of information you want. That's natural, right? Intonation and discourse make marking in presentations. That's a way to present something. Let me open it here. When you present information, use a fall rise intonation for an introductory phrase. On this graph, on this graph. Then pause and then use a fall intonation for the information itself. You can see how demand has grown recently. That's a very nice way to present information, especially when you change your slide or you change topics. Let's see these sentences here and see how the speaker does that. Instead of saying, "Today I'd like to tell you about our latest product," I'll begin by giving you some background. No, you want to call attention of your audience. You want to give a very energetic or informative presentation. And it's necessary that people pay attention to you. So let's listen how the person does that.
Unit 6. Pronunciation. Recording 3. 1.
Today, I'd like to tell you about our latest product.
Well, the idea is also to mark where the speaker pauses. Today, I'd like to tell you about our latest product. You see? 2.
2.
I'll begin by giving you some background.
I'll begin by giving you some background. You see? The pause is here.
3.
In the next part of the presentation, I'd like to present some more technical details.
In the next part of the presentation, I'd like to present some more technical details.
4.
As you can see from the chart, Poland is one of our biggest markets.
As you can see from the chart, Poland is one of our biggest markets. You see, there's some logic here. So where do you think the pause is going to be here? I'm going to finish by telling you a little story. It's an invitation to sleep, right? But if you say, I'm going to finish by telling you a little story, people want to listen to the story, right?
5.
I'm going to finish by telling you a little story.
I'm going to finish by telling you a little story. Very nice, very nice. So now my suggestion is for you to pause the video looking at these sentences. Look, the pauses are here. And now you read the sentences. You pause, you read the sentences, and then you strike the play button again. Okay? Do it. Let's go. Let's continue. Very nice. So, what do we have to do now? We have to read the information and plan your presentation together with your partner here. What's the professional context? We have a group here, team, working together. You have recently set up a business from home, selling products online. You are growing and want to buy more stock to meet the demand. What do we have to do? You have to prepare a short presentation to a bank or an investor asking for a loan or investment. Your presentation should contain visuals, graphs and charts, and include the following key information. Your context, for example, the company name and product, information on your target market, age and type of customers, information about market growth. Is the market growing? If yes, how quickly? And stock levels. How much do you have at the moment and how much more do you need? Use this structure to organize your presentation and decide who will deliver each section. So the idea, you're working with a partner if possible. Then you are going to create these together, and then you are having an introduction and an overview. After that, the main topic. Detail on 2 or 3 visuals bar chart, pie chart, etc., bringing these pieces of information and conclusion and final message. The idea is to give your presentation to the class. If you don't have time, if you are a teacher, you could ask students to record the presentation. It's wonderful for them because they can watch and see their mistakes. You can point out the mistakes or please give commendations, compliments. It's very important, teacher, to give compliments to your students on what they're doing well based on the recording. And then all students in the group could record their presentations, and we could watch all of the presentations. And if you do this, if you record your presentation, why don't you leave a comment sending us to watch your presentation? I'd really like to watch yours. And ask for feedback about the structure and how you presented the facts and figures. And when you're not presenting, listen to other presentations, make notes on the key information and other relevant points, give the presenters feedback. I really liked this task because we have to create something, draw some slides with very interesting content and deliver the presentation. Not easy, but students, don't get nervous. It's just an exercise. In real life, you have to give or to deliver real presentations. So this is a practice. This is some practice of what we've studied so far. And you have the language here. You can pause and create your content and then leave us to know how it was. Very nice lesson, right? So why don't you strike the like button and subscribe to the channel? And if you really liked, I'd love to have a cup of coffee while watching your presentation. So I wish you all the best. I hope you learned a lot with this content from Business Partner B1 Plus 6.4 Business Skills. Remember to see the first part of the lesson and to keep watching the new videos on the following lessons. Bye-bye.